Truth seeker, come here. Closer. I'm going to unplug you. You've been unplugged from the Matrix, but it is up to you to remain unplugged. Today I want to talk about unplugging from the Matrix, what the Matrix really is, and how I unplugged. This video can be very, very beneficial to many people who feel as if they are stuck within the game, who know that this is all one game, but just can't seem to find the escape. Or maybe you don't even know. Maybe you don't know that it's a game. Maybe you don't see the Matrix because it's so imprinted in your VR headset. Let's discuss this. First, I'd like to talk to you guys about what the Matrix really is. I see two constructs of the Matrix. One of a societal construct, two of a self-made construct that sometimes can be the cause of the societal construct. They both intertwine together, and they both lend each other helping hands in imprisoning us. Right now, I want to first discuss the societal construct of the Matrix. Many people will say that there's only a self-construct, the way you perceive reality, the way you see reality, what happens inside of your head. And we'll get to that one in a minute. But I first want to talk about the societal construct. The construct that is built on society, religions, the school system, the consumer capitalism, politics. You see, one thing inherently that all of these things have in common are consume more in separation, division. One thing you'll notice about the Matrix, the societal construct, is it's inherently built on division and separation. The politics, that explains itself, right? That person is this, that other person is this, I am this, and we don't like each other because we don't see eye to eye. It's funny, isn't it? Then we have the consumer. All of the products that are being pushed to buy more, to stop aging, to help you live healthier, to help you achieve more, to have you achieve and accumulate more material items. And then we have religion, which is similar to politics. All the different types of religion. Now, when I speak about religion, religion inherently creates division and separation as well. They're not my religion. I'm not their religion, so I don't like them. They're evil. I don't understand them. And once again, we find ourselves plugged in to the complete separation that we don't even know we are inherently believing. Then the school system and everything in between. Learn this, remember this history, see the world this way. This is science, this is reality. Matter is this. But one thing they don't teach us about in the school system, in most religions, never in politics or consumer capitalism, is consciousness. Do you notice that? They never teach us about the awareness that is our overwhelming experience. I mean, how many of you have gone through life not paying even a second of attention to the fact that you are alive and aware? You just assume that this world is here and you're in it and you're living in it, huh? This is the societal structure of the Matrix. This is one form of the Matrix. When you are consumed in the politics, when you are fully devoted and immersed in the religion, when you are fully lost within the material items in the consuming, when the school system has taught you the way reality is, has told you what history is and what you need to believe, well, then you're plugged in directly. And everything you see is everything you've been taught only. Everything you believe and know is everything that you have been conditioned and told to believe. You've never got to investigate who you are, and what we all really are, and what reality really is. You've just assumed it, you've believed it, you've been told it, and you've questioned nothing. This is a form of the Matrix, and most of us are plugged into this. I spent many years plugged into this. And now I want to talk about the self-conditioned matrix. Now, whether your self-conditioned matrix comes from the output of this societal structure is to be determined. Fear, anxiety, more separation, division, doubt, insecurities. What you look like determines your worth. What you have determines your value. The reality that you are living in, which is actually just an imaginary world inside of your mind. The thoughts and stories and narrative that you allow to play over and over and create who you are, your childhood and past that you believe you came from, that is so real. Are you plugged into this matrix as well? Can you see the two different forms of the matrix intertwined together of what we're supposed to believe life is? The societal structures that are the matrix that inherently ooze over into the cage that you have placed yourself in, plugged in even deeper to your own self-built conditioned matrix. The thoughts, the stories, the insecurities. I spend hell of a time here. I spend most of my life here, plugged in, fully immersed, blindfolded to everything that was truth, only to be living in an imaginary world inside of my head. And boy, was it dark. Some people are so plugged in here, they lose themselves and they never escape. They never even realize they're plugged in. Most of us go to our deathbed never realizing that we have been plugged in to both or one of these forms of the matrix. I want to make those forms of the matrix very clear. Experience them for yourself. They may differ a little, but those two forms are the most common occurring forms. What society builds and everything that's included in society and culture, and then what you create with the stories and narratives that you believe and you identify with. And now you are a character inside of the matrix. You are fully plugged in. Take a look, guys, right now. Do you find yourself plugged in? Or do you not even know you're plugged in because it still seems so real? That's the hardest part of the matrix, is first even recognizing and noticing you're plugged in. It's made to seem so real. It's meant to seem so real. When you spend majority of your adult life plugged in, you never know there's anything else. That's why it's up to you to see a glitch in the matrix, to see that it's not exactly what it's always really seemed to be. What you have believed, been taught, and shown, something seems off, something doesn't seem right, and you know that it really isn't like this. You're having a glimpse right now during this video. There's more. You are more. And this isn't reality. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to be fully consumed to this matrix. So how do you unplug? How do you get out? Well, I'm going to tell you how I got out. I can't sugarcoat it, guys. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy removing the veil and seeing what has been covered for so long when you have spent so many years with the veil covering everything. The veil covering everything for you. You have to set out on an investigation. You have to dedicate your energy source to investigating truth. You have to question, is this really the way it is supposed to be? Is this really truth, what they have taught me? Are these stories really truth, this narrative that I'm living in? Am I really who people tell me I am? Am I really who I have believed I am for so long? Does a past define me and shape me? Does my childhood create me? The story of who I am, the societal structures of religion, is that true? Is it truth? Is there something outside of me that I need to worship as an individual, separated from everyone else? And the biggest key component of this all, the biggest key component of all of this suffering, the common denominator that I find when I discover truth, the biggest thing that we fall asleep to and that we believe is the separation. I told my girlfriend recently, if I was on my deathbed and I had one last thing that I could tell someone before I passed, just one last thing, I would genuinely tell them, we are not separate in that we are one. When I set on this spiritual journey in this investigation, that is the biggest thing that was revealed to me when I unplugged from the Matrix, was that we are not separated. We are all one source. We are all sparks of the eternal flame. We are all made of the exact same substance. Conscious awareness, consciousness itself. We share more than we could ever know. But this matrix, both of them, inherently are duality. They encourage duality. Even the language that we use, I, mine, yours, me, them. It's all built to seem like we are some separate entities, so different from each other. Just take a look at the politics. Oh my gosh. I used to stand in the politics, believing one side over the other. But now as I am unplugged, it looks foolish. I unplugged from the Matrix by discovering this unity, by seeing truth as it is, by removing the veil and taking a look behind what has been the covering of truth. Like I said, that requires you to challenge everything that you have known or believed or been taught. I broke free from the cage of the narratives of stories that I was believing I am. I unplugged by discovering this one source that we all are, the unity shared amongst us all. The Matrix is still there. The play, the show is still there, but you are no longer fully plugged into your character's part. You see the unity that connects us all, and you can actually step back and laugh at the whole show itself. We are all characters in a show, playing our role as it seems. Losing yourself to that role is being plugged into the Matrix and everything that comes along with it. But there is hope in when you unplug, when you discover and see reality as it is, when you unplug. The grip and the suffering of the fear, the anxiety, the insecurities, the self-worth that is determined by how you look and what you own and what you buy and how you dress and what you believe is gone. It's a foolish game that you have chosen not to play anymore. And you are set free and you feel this freedom from head to toe. You feel the release. You feel the chains breaking because this matrix no longer has a grip in you. And you are no longer plugged in. So I hope this helps somebody. You can unplug. You are unplugged. You just need to remember. So thank you, truth seekers, for joining me for another message. I encourage you guys to click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber here, because we would all love to have you. And it's content and messages like this that we talk about, that we share, and we try to get our message across to the world. I feel driven and pulled to do this because I stood in this anxiety, I stood in this fear, I stood in this cage, I stood consumed by the school system. I stood lost within the story and narrative, and I know many of you guys do too. And that's why I say truth seekers, because we seek something that is undeniable, unwavering, that is truth itself. And when you discover it, when you see it, the unity that we are, the shared oneness that we all are, you are set free from the matrix. I hope to see you again at these videos and these messages. Please leave your thoughts down below. Share some stories with me. I'd love to talk to you guys. Thank you.